Hi everybody, it's Maurice McGeehan, the performance chef for the IRFU. I hope you all got on good with the bone in the chicken last week. I'm going to show you another dish now. We're going to do a Punjabi chicken curry. As you can see, there's a lot of ingredients here. And this curry is made from scratch. You can see actually what's going to go into a curry. So I want to start off with a garam masala. I want to kind of go through these spices with you. So here I've got some black peppercorns. I've got some green cardamom, some cloves, some cumin seeds, cinnamon stick, bay leaf, and we've got some fennel seeds. I couldn't get any whole coriander seeds, so I'm using ground. So when the pan gets hot, I'm just going to do something that's called a dry roast. I'm going to start off with the more robust spices, so the cinnamon, the cloves, cardamom in there as well, cumin. Now the reason why we dry roast it is that it releases all the aromatics. It changes the flavor profile. It releases the oils. Then I'm going to add the fennel seeds. I'm going to add the bay leaves. You can see already that's starting to get brown. You notice I haven't added the clove yet, and the reason for that is cloves only take a couple of minutes. If you put the cloves in at the very start, they'll burn, they'll go white, they'll cinder. It'll turn bitter and you just ruin your garam masala. I'm just going to turn that heat off. You see the bay leaf starting to go. And now I'm just going to add the powder. It's a bit unorthodox, but I want to get that kind of a roasting on it as well. But I've also taken this off the heat because the coriander could burn on this if I left it on the heat. So I'm just getting it off now. Just getting all those spices together. And just keep moving it so it's not going to burn. Now, so we'll let that cool. Okay, so the garam masala is cold now. I'm going to grind it. Now, the best way to grind this is a spice grinder, or I use a coffee grinder. So I'm just going to put everything in there. Now you may think there's a heck of a lot of spice here for a curry, but this is a basic garam masala recipe that you can make. I only need a teaspoon for this recipe, by the way, but I actually have a jar here. So we're going to store it in the jar, and you can take it anytime you want. It's always in your cupboard, and it'll last for months and months and months in there, as long as it's an airtight container. But when you taste this, you'll notice a difference between this and the shop bought stuff. Okay, so here we go. This is what we end up with. Put it into the jar. And then you put a lid on that, label it, garam masala, put your date on it, leave it in the cupboard, just take it out as you need it. Next step is to actually start on the curry. So I just want to go through some of the ingredients I have here. So I've got some crushed garlic, I've got some grated ginger with a little bit of spilled garam masala through it, no harm. I've got some grated onions, I've got some coriander. Now in the recipe it says fresh coriander, but I wasn't able to get any fresh coriander, but this is some I dried for myself a while ago. I've got some chicken stock, I've got some rapeseed oil, I've got some pureed tomatoes. Going through the spices then for the curry, we've got some cardamom pods, cinnamon stick, I've got some turmeric, I've got some mild curry powder, or sorry, chili powder, I've got some cumin seeds, I've got some fenugreek seeds, and I've got some methi. So to start off with, I want to grind down the spices. So I'm going to break up the cinnamon, break it in, put in the cumin seeds, I'm going to put in the fenugreek, and I'm going to put in the cardamoms. Okay. So that's that masala base down now for the curry, for the Punjabi curry. So next step now is going to turn on the pan, get some oil in there, got some rapeseed oil again. I'm going to bring it up to heat. I'm just going to add in the curry powder. Now you don't want that going too high a heat because it'll burn, to put a bitter taste in your curry. So you let it kind of infuse with the oil for a couple of minutes on a medium heat. And then I want to add in the onions. Okay, give them a stir. Add some salt into the onions. Adding salt at this stage helps them caramelize. Okay, so what we're doing here is we keep stirring this. You want that caramelization on it to get the masala base. The caramelization will add the flavors and textures to the curry. I'm going to cook that for about 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, so we can see now they're starting to caramelize. I'm actually going to add a little bit more oil. Just a tiny bit. So I don't want to go in too dry. And the next stage now is I want to start adding the garlic and ginger. Get onto the masala base. Again, just watch your oil or your pan isn't too hot. And I want to get the chili powder in there. And I want to get the turmeric in. And then I'm going to add in the tomatoes. And then we're going to turn the heat down and let it simmer away. You can see starting to bubble, you see it's getting thick, all that moisture is starting to come out of it. We want that to come right down. I'm just going to add the methi leaves in there at this stage and let those flavours fuse with that. I want to let that cook for about 20 minutes on that low heat. So the rice we're going to do with the Punjabi chicken curry is a yellow rice with cashew nuts and raisins. So to start off, I've got some pan on here. Just put a little bit of oil in there. I'm just going to bruise some of the cardamoms. You get the flavour into the oil, but you're also changing the profile flavour of the spices as well. So I'm going to bruise these, get them in there, get the bay leaves in, get the cumin seed in. Now when the cumin seeds start popping, so turn it up a little bit, we're good to go. So can you see that? You can see how it's all coming together down there. Now I'm just going to add in some onions, a little bit of salt. Again, the salt's there for helping the caramelization as well as the seasoning. We'll add in the cashew nuts. Turn the heat up. I want to get a good caramelization on this. Next thing I want to put into here now is the turmeric, the rice. Now the rice, I prepped it by rinsing it on a cold water until the water comes from cloudy to clears. You see the colour is starting to go through the oil, starting to coat the grains of rice. You can see that now, we're getting there. That's exactly the kind of caramelization I'm looking for on the cashew nuts and the onions. I personally cook rice with equal amounts of rice, equal amounts of water. I'm going to add in the water, and add in the raisins. Give that stir, medium to high heat, put a lid on it. When it starts to steam, we reduce the heat down to really, really low and let it cook for 10 minutes. Next step I want to do here is I want to add in the chicken stock. So the chicken stock's in there, I want to get it up to heat. Now I'm going to cut the chicken for this now. So with this, I want the chicken quite chunky. You know, most curries, the meat goes in near the end. And again, it's a bit like the cacciatore where you put the chicken in. The chicken flavour goes into the sauce and the sauce flavour goes into the chicken, and this is what we're looking for here as well. We're looking for that to get cooked in the sauce, to get that flavour, absorb the flavour, and get the flavour into the sauce from the chicken as well. So I'm just going to put that in now. Give that a stir, bring it up to heat. Now we can see that this is starting to boil. We'll bring that right down low. There, so we're going to bring this up to heat. When this comes up to heat, starts to boil, I'm going to simmer it down for another 15 minutes. And by that stage the rice will be cooked as well, so everything will be ready at the same time. We'll serve them together. To finish off the Punjabi curry, I'm going to get a good spoon of the garam masala that we made earlier. Just sprinkle that in. I'll season it with some salt. And then put that coriander, the dry coriander, which should be fresh. I'm just going to stir that in. Curry's ready. The rice is good to go as well. Just going to spoon these in. And there we go, guys. So we've got Punjabi chicken curry with Indian yellow rice with cashew nuts and raisins. Hope you enjoy.